So my name is Roy Lichtenstein. I work for Enlace de Familia in Holyoke, Massachusetts, which is predominantly now Latino families, low income. Holyoke was, besides a quick little blurb on the history, was a very factory working community, and people came to Holyoke to work, leave, and keep on traveling. Our early settlers were Irish, and Holyoke was very racist to our Irish, much as what we heard about the first committee that was up here. No need to apply if you're Irish, no need to do any of these things. And what the Irish community did in Holyoke was take over. They really sat down together and said, what you need to do is, you become the policeman, you become the fireman, you become the man who delivers garbage, and like that, we're gonna run this city. And they most certainly did. And then later on, Latinos came to Holyoke, and they said, can we do the same thing? But sure as hold, the Irish said no. We're running this, and we're gonna continue running this. Holyoke is pretty much 89% Latino families. In this community, what I have seen is people come straight from Puerto Rico to Holyoke saying that there's services here to be offered and we want part of it. And they're not allowed. And as I work with the younger and younger and younger Latinos, I'm trying to understand more because I'm becoming an older generation. And what I've seen, what happened with my generation compared to their generation, is where we left them out in the cold on our culture. Now when I go to Puerto Rico, and I go out there and I visit family, look into the community, I don't see what I see in other communities not in Puerto Rico, where our flags are not raised in Puerto Rico, our music is not blaring, our colors are not there. Why? Puerto Rico belongs to Latinos. So when they are in other communities, we need to raise our flags high. We need to have our music out there. We need to be very proud because we know we're not accepted in most places. But as I'm working with my Latino brothers and sisters, I'm not seeing they understand their full culture. When we are growing up, us men are treated like the princes. We are the prince of our houses because one day we will be the king of these houses. Our young ladies are workers, hard workers, because only a queen can know her community. But what has happened here is that our younger culture is taking bits and pieces of our background and we're not teaching them the rest of the stories and the rest of the hard work to say this is what it means to be a man. So what we are doing is taking bits and pieces of this and not honoring really what does it mean to all that struggle to be a Latino. So when I talk to them, they say, I'm the breadwinner, I am the enforcer, I am the disciplinary. And when we talk to them, but they're not working. They're forced out of their houses because of services. They're told to lie. They're told to cheat. They're told pretty much it's acceptable to have many different families and spread your seed without having to work with just one family, because the worker will take care of it. And then our women are not letting our men take that position where they need to be the men of the house. So we have lost. We're losing big time as far as what does our culture mean and where do we belong at our different tables. Do I sit at the head or do I wait for company to leave and then take my place? So as we're hearing about the culture here, working with Latinos, first of all, which Latino are you working with? Because yes, the same culture runs through our bloodlines, but different teachings come from different sides. We are very prejudiced over each other. Do not call me a Dominican. Do not call me a Mexican. I am a New Yorican. Because that's where I was born. It's about time that we start taking control of what are we talking about with our youngsters and understand it is very easy and very also complicated to teach them from a book, but if they don't understand where they've been, we all know they don't know where they're going. We must get back to basics with them and understand that we all have rights and we all have privileges, but it's work. I heard that the panel before here, and one thing that I know they all have in them, but we have to keep on saying, how do we do this more? We are more. We are the ones up there that they are looking at to say, we have taken our place. We are not letting nobody tell us no more that we are not the men of our households. We need to remember to tell them there is other ways. We all have our past, but where are we now? And this is the part where when our young men come to our programs, they look at it saying, you don't understand me. You don't know where I come from. And I'm real quick to tell them, I lived in that apartment way before you, my brother. And as I'm working with the couples, it's getting them to understand, let's get back together, let's get back to these basics. Let's not let the system, let's not let this person or this person define who you are. Take pride in who you are. But we have to get back to understand of respect, We talked about the school systems. We know when our Latino brothers and sisters come out here, automatically you're left back a grade. Automatically. You don't understand our language, there's no way you're going to succeed. You have to go back already. We have doctors, lawyers, dentists that come from islands here that say you cannot work in these fields because you don't have the correct license. Right away we strip. And then we're there real quick to say, but you need to do and do and do. So I like to do my work on a very community-based side, reach people where they are, but understand with the culture that you're working with, a lot of pride. There is a lot of pride that go in there. But we must also teach them, in order to have that pride, you must take responsibility of all aspects of it. Barriers that we deal, language, education. In order in doing that, when we're facilitating, we must remember when we use big words, and I'm using big words as acceptance or just barriers, people look at you kind of funny. You must get on their level at all times. Understand when you do intakes with them, when we start talking about their fathers and don't understand when they get so upset, as many cultures and many communities have, they don't know who their father is. Their father's taken away from them very young. We have to get back to the basics and remember what we're trying to do here. Take responsibility and define who you want to be. I can go into the prison work we do. I can go more into the couples work we do. I can go into the 18-year-olds who are now homeless and the young moms that pretty much not celebrating, but having children in order to leave where they are just to obtain services, and what this is doing to our community as well. A lot of conversation could go into this, but number one thing I want to do is, as we are up there, we are now the leaders. And we need to start training these individuals that I am no different from you, and you can easily take my place when you are ready. And I will support and help you to do that. Thank you.
That the Nurturing Fathers program is being a tremendous way to change fathers. And I believe, although cultural makes a difference, however, fathers at the end had to deal with the relationship with their children. No matter where we come from, no matter, you know, all it makes a difference.
Right.
And I think that one of the reasons why also this program is so successful is that it deals with beginning to go inside each one of us, to ask questions that fathers very rarely ask themselves, like, why am I the father I am? And then think about my father, presence or absence, or present but not so present. One of the things that I think, especially when doing recruitment, is how to engage these men to participate. And one of the things that I tell men when we start and I get their attention is when I invite them to review their fatherhood. And I have here a couple of statements made by men when they finish after they go through the program. The question was, have you changed the way you think about discipline? And this is the answer. In our country, and now this is a Hispanic father, he said, in our countries it's different. We did not consider many things as abuse. And I believe that hitting somebody was normal and good, because that's the way to teach. We have learned that discipline is to teach. My father used to chain me to a chair when I was doing something bad. I suffer. That's the reality. And now I don't want to repeat that with my children. The group made me realize that that is called abuse, and I don't want to abuse my children. They are the best we have.
Wow.
And another one says, what does the facilitator say to you as you think about handling stress at home? Can you give specific examples? And he said, the group of fatherhood changed my life. Before, I believed that first was work, and then the family, because I am the provider, the one who put the food on the table, you know? Well, first God, then work. But now, after completing, I understand that I was never in the mood to talk to them or to play with my children. Now I take time. I just go to the floor and play. I found it very relaxing, even for me. I am working the same because I have to do it. But I'm sharing more with my children every minute I have. And I'm screaming less. My daughters ask me if something was wrong with me because now we are talking at home.
Yeah.
Thank you
You're
so much.
talking.